So today I'm doing the extremely highly requested Storytime video, and I'm going to be talking about when I went to the hospital 2 days ago. So this all started when it really started like over a month ago when I got the flu. And ever since then, I've just never been like 100% like healthy and like feeling like myself. But about 2 weeks ago, I just one day, I just couldn't like get out of my bed. Like I was so tired. And like all I did the day before was go to school. So like I was really confused, but my mom just let me stay home and I slept all day. And then the next day came, which was a Saturday, and I went to dance, and then I came home and I just slept the rest of the day. And it was sort of like a pattern where I would just sleep all day every day. And then I would sometimes get like these dizzy spells where I would get sort of dizzy and I would like start to black out and it would be really bad, but I never like actually passed out. But on Wednesday morning, I was getting up to go to school and I just was like completely blacked out. I was like losing my hearing. Like it was like I was about to pass out. Luckily I didn't, but my mom was like, okay, that's enough, taking you to the hospital. And I was like, okay, like this has to be like resolved because I can't. So we were expecting to just go into emergency, have them do a couple tests, and then we'll leave in like 3 hours. Oh no, that didn't happen. We get to the hospital and I'm in the emergency and everyone's super nice there. And so they do a couple tests, they take more blood. I'd already had my blood taken a few days before, but they took more. Then they put the little IV in me, which I've never had. I've never even been in a hospital before. So that was terrifying because I'm definitely afraid of needles. But they put the IV in me and that was making me like dizzy alone because I was stressed out about it. And then they did an EKG and everything was fine. And then they decided that I needed an MRI. So they decided, well, we have to do an MRI, but we don't really have the technology to do it on kids because I was considered a kid because I'm only 12. So they were like, well, we don't have the correct technology to do an MRI on kids, so we're going to send you to a different hospital. So I was like, okay, whatever. So me and my mom were under the impression that she would drive me to the hospital. But no, they put me on a stretcher, put me in an ambulance, and we drove 40 minutes in an ambulance alone to the next hospital. My mom was with me, but she was literally in the passenger seat of the ambulance, so I couldn't even talk to her. So I'm sitting there, I'm just like on my phone, and they're talking about, oh, when I was young, I didn't have a phone and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, don't talk to me, let me go on my Instagram, my Twitter, like, do not even talk to me. So then we get to the hospital, and they take me up to this room, and it was a really nice room, like, it was almost like a hotel room, but me and my mom were super confused because we're like, why are we here? Like, we thought we were being put in the emergency at that hospital. Turns out I was admitted into that hospital. So I'm admitted. I'm laying in this bed. I don't even know like what to do. I'm like kind of freaking out because the last thing I want is to be there for a super long time. Like I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted them to do the MRI and let me leave. But that wasn't going to happen. I was in the bed and I had met with like 10 doctors that day. They were all doing the exact same exam. I was like, really? Can you not? Like they kept doing the same thing every 20 minutes where they did like the full exam. They they listened to my heart. They like did all like the normal exam stuff. I was like, girl, like go away. Like I did not want to do that one more time. And after that, kind of just for the rest of the day, I was just in bed watching TV with my mom. And we were super bored, but we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what they were going to do. We thought they were doing the MRI. So then the nurse comes in and she tells us they want to monitor me overnight. So here I am. I have nothing with me. I have my phone and a phone charger, and that's it. That's all I brought. So here I am, admitted into this hospital, having to stay overnight. My mom's car is at the other hospital. So we're stuck here. We just have our phones and our chargers. So we have to call my aunt to get the stuff from our house and bring it to the hospital, and then also she had to go with my grandpa so one of them could bring us the car. So it was this whole big thing, and I was just like, I just want to go home. Like, I was not expecting to be there overnight at all. And so I just want to get out of there. So they bring the stuff. My mom wanted pizza and I wanted fast food because, fat. So she brought pizza and fast food, and we had this whole big thing, and it was fun. And then they left. And then, oh my god, I totally left out like a huge part of the story. So when we first get there, and this woman, my mom goes out of the room to like check out like the floor that we're on and stuff, and this woman, this really old woman, comes into my room, and I was thinking she was a nurse, so I like sat up. I was like, hey, how are you? And she's like, I'm good. My name is so-and-so, I don't remember her name, and she said that she was a volunteer, and she said that she goes around on the children's like floor and gives out little dolls, because she used to collect dolls. And she was like, do you want one? And I was like, sure, because I thought she was just gonna give me like one of those little tiny dolls, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. And then after I say yes, she comes in with a box that's my height, and I'm like, what's in that box? It was the doll. She was giving me a porcelain doll that was limited edition, that was my height. Now, I live in a small house. I do not have room for that. So I didn't know what to say. Like, it was so nice, but I didn't want it. Like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do with it. So, and then the best part was when my mom walked back in the room and saw this woman opening this big, huge box on the chair. And my mom's face was just like, what the hell? And she just kept giving me looks, and I just like gave her looks back because I didn't know what to say. And oh my god, it was hilarious. So I was calling my aunt, and my aunt wanted pictures of the doll, and then she told all her friends, and all her friends wanted pictures of the doll. It was just the funniest thing. So anyway, back to where I was. So it's the end of the day, and I'm just like, I am so tired, I'm going to sleep. So I put my bed back, it's like moves, so I put it back, and I'm sleeping, and I hate needles, and I'm like freaking out over this thing in my arm, so I'm just like, I have like my arm out while I'm sleeping, because I don't want to touch it, and I don't want to hurt it. So I go to sleep finally, and it's like 8 o'clock, it's not even completely dark out yet. And my mom's sitting in the chair, awake, and I'm probably asleep for like 2 hours maybe, and the power goes out, and they were like testing something. They're like testing their generator, so they purposely turned the power off. They were testing the generator, so there was no TV, there was nothing, and I have to sleep with TV on, like, or I like freak out, like I need like white noise, I guess. So again, we were on the children's floor, so there were babies crying, like 100 babies crying. Now this did not stop me from getting my sleep. However, my mom was up all night listening to babies cry, and there was no TV, no nothing to block out the noise. And there's also nurses coming in every like 2 hours to take my blood pressure, and it wakes me up every time. But so around like 4 a.m. the power comes back on, and every room on the children's floor has like these lights that like change color, and they like flash and stuff, so it's kind of like in like the club. So at 4 a.m. now these lights weren't on before the power went out, so at 4 a.m. the power comes back on, and these lights start going crazy, and it's in every room. We're looking across the hall to see if other people's lights are going on, and they are. And we're calling nurses because they're so bright. And we're calling nurses because we cannot find the switch to turn them off. And none of the nurses can figure out how to turn these damn lights off. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is a disaster. So we finally figured out how to turn the lights off, and I go back to sleep, and I guess my mom went back to sleep, and I total got like a decent amount of sleep. I mean, not as much as I would at home, but I mean, it wasn't like I was exhausted in the morning. My mom got about 2 hours of sleep, I think, and she had to sleep on a chair, so I was just like, okay, this is a disaster. So it's the next morning, I eat my breakfast, and I go to the bathroom, and then I see a neurologist to do the MRI, and the neurologist walks in and says, "You can't do an MRI. You can't have an MRI because you have braces." How did no one think of this before I spent the night? We were waiting for the neurologist, and oh my god. So like, I'm like, oh my god, now what? And then they tell me they have to do a CAT scan. I'm like, okay, fine, let's do a CAT scan. But they said if they found even the littlest thing in that CAT scan, I would have to go to the orthodontist, get my braces taken off, go back to the hospital, get the MRI, go back to the orthodontist, get my braces put back on, and then get the results of the MRI. And I'm like, oh, hell no, okay? I am not doing this. Like, this is not happening right now. So, finally, I do the CAT scan, and I'm, like, praying to Lord that this will come back fine. Because not only do I not want to take my braces off and put them back on, but it would be so expensive to do that, and, like, my mom can't afford that right now. Like, sorry. So me and my mom are both, like, freaking out. Like, we do not know what to do, because it would be just a disaster if I had to take my braces off. But oh, and they also did an echocardiogram. They said they wanted to do an echocardiogram, and the day before they said they absolutely did not need to do one. It wasn't necessary. So I'm like, okay. So then they're telling us we might have to spend another night in case the neurologist doesn't get back in time to look at the results. And we're just like, no, absolutely not. No, this is not happening right now. So we're both freaking out. We go and do the CAT scan. We get back to the room. Like, 3 hours later, they come, they do the echocardiogram, and we're freaking out the whole, like, time span between them. Because, okay, we did the CAT scan pretty early, so we knew the neurologist would be back in time to look at the results. But we didn't know about the echocardiogram because we didn't know when the doctor for that would come. But it turns out the doctor who has to look at the results was doing the echocardiogram, and we didn't know that. So we were stressed out for nothing. So finally they did all the tests, everything came back perfectly fine, and they cleared us to go home. Hallelujah. And so then we're packing up our stuff, getting ready to leave. And this woman walks in with this guy in this huge dog mascot costume wearing like a nurse's outfit. And I'm like, no, can I go home? Like, I can't do this. Oh, and before the dog came in, this guy who was playing the guitar came in, and he played Stitches, and he was singing, like, about kissing and stuff, while he was, like, making direct eye contact with me. It was the most uncomfortable thing of my life, and he's like, do you want me to sing another song after he finished? And I was like, no, that's okay, it's okay. So I was super uncomfortable. But anyway, back to the dog. So the dog walks in, and he's, like, waving to me and, like, high-fiving me. And I was like, okay, this is completely normal. And then the woman hands me a stuffed animal, like, this big, that looks exactly like the dog. And I was just like, no, like, get me out of here. Like, it was so uncomfortable. But anyway, we got the hell out of there, and we went to Harmon and got lip balm. And then I came home and made my lip balm haul the second I got home, because I just wanted to see you guys and talk to you guys. But yeah, that was my crazy one night at the hospital. So yeah, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and comment below what you want to see next. Also, I hit 500 subscribers. Thank you. I hit 500 while I was in the hospital, so that really, like, cheered me up. So thank you so much for that. But anyway, I promised you guys I was doing a 500 subscriber Q&A. So please leave me some questions in the comments. Just make sure to specify that you're asking that for the Q&A, because I usually get a lot of questions and I try to answer them in the comments. So just specify that it's for the Q&A. And also I have some questions, just not enough to make a whole video. But anyway, so yeah, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed and comment below what you want to see next and subscribe for more. Alright, I will see you guys next video. Bye!